What up? Welcome back to the channel. I'm J and we are locked in. You seen the thumbnail. Raquel is making the wrong decision by taking out Scrappy, and we're going to talk today about how it's affecting everyone in the family pertaining to Kanan, Marvin, and Lulu, and how this could be the moment that all of them start looking at Raquel a little bit differently and seeing that she's moving selfishly and not for the Thomas family and putting the organization first. It's more of, this is what I want to do, and this is how we're going to do it. Now, before we jump into this and break it down, if you like power content, live after show discussions, theories, character development, hit that subscribe button and turn on your notification bell so you get something every time I upload. Make sure you hit that like button. Follow me on Instagram, MOEDOTJ. So we're going to jump into this, and I got a couple of clips, and I'm going to explain why each one of these characters are moving away from Raquel and starting to look at her a little bit differently, because they all have what they want to do, but Raquel wants to do what Raquel wants to do. So let's jump into it.
You the heir to this throne, Kanan, and it's waiting for you, if you want it. It's hard to understand how somebody could just get to a point where they don't want to live anymore.
In the trailer for episode 3, you hear Raquel tell Kanan, some people get to the point where they just don't want to live anymore, and that's a reference to Scrappy potentially taking his own life, even though it's Raquel. That's what takes us back to her meeting up with Malcolm Howard. Now, he originally met up with her for the simple fact that he wanted to tell her that Kanan is his son and he wants to meet his son. He also brings up the point that somebody in their organization is potentially snitching, and this person is the one I got, aka Scrappy. So this puts all of this in to Raquel's head that somebody in the organization is snitching, and we need to figure out how we're going to get rid of this man. Kanan doesn't know anything about the potential snitch in the organization, which they think is Scrappy. What he does know is his mom randomly talks to him and tells him about the detective Malcolm Howard, and saying that he may remember some stuff and he could come and see you. He might come and talk to you, but don't worry about it. It's not going to be anything serious. This right here is where you start to see the separation between Kanan and his mom, Raquel. Of course, she's not going to bring up any of these matters, that Malcolm is potentially your father. There's a snitching organization, Scrap, so don't go around them. She's hiding everything from them. This is what she's doing, what she thinks is protecting the family, but is actually making it worse for young Kanan. And Kanan is looking at this whole situation thinking, can I really trust my mom now? Is she going to put me in the right position to do what's going to be best for me as a kid after she just told me that everything she does is for me? So without Kanan having this vital information, Detective Howard is just walking around. He can come up to Kanan, approach him, and Kanan is going to be nervous. So this is one of the first things that Raquel did wrong.
We're gonna need to know more. Marvin, you talk to Scrappy, fill him out. See what he got to say.
The first meeting about a potential snitch is over at the Baisley Projects. This is where you hear Lulu saying, I don't believe Scrap did that. Marvin is also not believing it either, so he brings up a story about someone else with one eye that could potentially be snitching within the city. Raquel doesn't want to hear this. She wants to have some kind of investigation, and you see that she told Marvin, you need to go out there and talk to Scrap. This is because Scrappy works directly up under Marvin, and Marvin should know him the best. So Marvin needs to go out there and talk to Scrappy to try to get an understanding of where he was last night and see if he was actually in the precinct snitching or not, or was he even in there. Marvin does exactly what he's supposed to do. He pulls Scrap to the side and he's asking about where he was last night because he had a drop and he needed him to come pick it up. Now Scrappy knows they're bringing in Worrell to take the position over at the 40s, and he's upset about it. Then he gets into lying and saying, oh, I was at my cousin Ebony's house and I was hanging up pictures. So Marvin, he's doing a little bit of digging, but he doesn't think Scrappy is snitching right now. He just needs to go verify what Scrappy was saying. Marvin sits down with the family and he tells them, I went to Corona to see if Scrap was lying or not. Now, his cousin Ebony said he wasn't out there, but that doesn't mean that he's lying. Marvin still doesn't believe that Scrap is lying. You even hear Lulu say, well, if Marvin doesn't believe it, then you shouldn't do anything. Raquel, she's saying Scrap could potentially put us away, all of us. So we need to take care of this. But Marvin doesn't want that pressure of deciding should we get rid of him or not, because the evidence that he has doesn't prove anything. It just says he wasn't at his cousin's house, but that doesn't mean he was snitching. Now, when they killed Scrappy, you see Marvin has a tear. So now he's looking at his sister Raquel thinking is she really making the right moves, or is she just out here making irrational decisions because she thinks it's right, when this could really be hurting us because Scrappy was one of the loyal people? Now Marvin has a decision to make. He was the top guy at one point, but he got on that stuff and he couldn't run the operation. So now he just listens to whatever Raquel has going on.
Marvin ain't sure. Right, Marvin?
Like I said, don't put the shit on me. I told you what I told you.
Hey, whoever's speaking this shit got it wrong. Was it Scrappy in that precinct?
Lastly is Lulu, who I think is hurt the most outside of Kanan because he's not trying to be in the game anymore. He got told by his sister that his passion of being in the music business is just a hobby because he isn't making any money off of it.
How much you made so far on the label, Lou?
It's a new business.
If it ain't making money, it ain't a business. It's a hobby, nigga. You sleeping on our business for your hobby.
Lulu, from the first time he heard information about Scrappy potentially being a snitch, he didn't believe it. He was one of the vocal people saying, I don't believe it. Whoever gave you that information, they are wrong. We're not doing that. He also said at the diner, Marvin doesn't have enough information to say that Scrappy is a snitch, so let's not do anything. With being pressured into taking over the 40s when he wanted to get out the game, pressured into potentially taking out Scrappy because he's a snitch, Lulu's looking at his sister and thinking, why aren't you giving me a fair chance? If I have a way to make money in the long run, then why can't I do it? So everyone has a situation going on pertaining to Rock and her doing things her way and not hearing out anybody else. Now she needs to take in consideration that Lulu doesn't believe that Scrap is a snitch. Marvin doesn't believe it. So why would you go off of Malcolm Howard when you don't even mess with Malcolm like that?
He ain't got shit to come home to. People, no product, no possibility. And having Neek's right hand down with us, Marvin got Baisley, you got the 40s.
On top of all of this, Raquel wants to bring in Worrell, the op, the guy that tried to kill Lulu, the guy that Marvin was shooting at. They were trying to take him out, and you want to bring an outsider into the organization when both of your brothers already told you no, they don't want to do this. Then you want to get rid of Scrappy when both of your brothers told you no, we don't want to do this. But you do both of them without the consideration of your two brothers, your two right hands, Lulu and Marvin. Both of them disagree with these two decisions, but you made them. And now you took out Scrappy, and we don't believe that Scrappy was actually the snitch, and it may have been his mom. But at the same time, Malcolm Howard is a dirty cop, and you believed exactly what he told you. All right, Raquel is moving in the wrong decision, and she might be setting the Thomas organization back a little bit. Let me know, out of Kanan, Marvin, and Lulu, which one of them will start to separate from Raquel a little bit more, start giving her that side eye, and try to convince the other ones, hey, look, Raquel ain't doing stuff in the benefit of us. It's more of what she's going to do on her own. Let me know what you think. I'm Mo.J. If you like this kind of content, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. I'm out.